Is this the new logo?
No,
No. You see it on the wall out there.
it's on
You
the
see
bottom.
that?
The big metal thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like the star.
Where? Okay, so
I've been trying to get the star on ours
Are
forever.
we-
I'm also really squirrely, okay? So don't mind me.
Are we
Okay.
in loan committee yet? Or are we in
So,
loan
yes, we
committee?
are loan committee now. We
Just kidding.
are. So we have these two loan requests. They're both for Expert Properties LLC. These came from us from Jeff Fallon at Watertown Savings. So as you see, a lot of information is the same except for the sources and uses, and then the actual project pro forma on the next page. So we'll go with the first one. So Aaron Look is the owner of Expert Properties. It will be for $128,000 to be amortized over 20 years at 6%. And then this will be a second position on the mortgage, located at 1543 State Street. What he wants to do,
Which one are you doing?
the 128,
Oh,
that's the important one.
That's the
The
important
first one?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
first one.
okay, that's not how I had it on the agenda.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry,
so-
I'm switching things
So
up.
1543 State Street is the one you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay. I just wanna write the right things. Okay,
okay.
sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
You're
Again,
good.
you know, sorry to everybody, my brain is not fully functioning. So this would be the purchase price of $320,000. It would be the 50-40-10 structure that we typically do. So this would be moving, so he already has, and he's already in operation here in
Interesting.
Watertown. He will just be moving to this new location. They will be remodeling. There are currently 3 employees. They will be adding 2 more with the new space. And then I'm just gonna skip quick because the rest of the information is similar. The other request is for $80,000, and this is for a property at 230 Franklin Street. This has 3 vacant storefronts, and he will be remodeling this one out of pocket, and then putting it on the market. And as pro forma, it shows what he will be doing per month for each unit, so $1,000, $1,400, and $1,400. But his actual business will be operating out of the State Street location.
So they're both attached to the same,
It's the same person.
yep,
His
and
current-
business?
Yeah, so but his business will only be going into the 1543 State
Okay,
Street
this
location.
one.
Yeah.
This he's just gonna use as an investment property then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so they use the Safe Light technicians, they do many different, types of glass. So from businesses
Safeway
to
down
homes.
on- Is that on Washington, outer Washington?
So the technicians are from Safe Light, but he's
Oh,
not Safe Light. Yeah.
Okay, I see, okay, so,
Yeah.
got it now. So
This
he
is Watertown Glass LLC.
does the same thing as like Safe Lake does, but.
Yep, and he
Oh,
uses
that's
their
weird.
technicians.
And he uses their technicians? huh?
Yep.
Huh, interesting concept. So folks that work at McDonald's can work at Burger King too? Yeah, interesting. I mean,
So with this, I know we've had many discussions lately about our cash position, so I have talked to Cyril. We do have enough cash to do these 2 and to do what's currently over there pending, the $400,000 for the Globe and the $250 for the Masonic Temple. But it would be very limited on our ability to do any more lending for a little bit without taking penalties by taking more stuff out of our investments. So that's just something I wanted to keep in mind. The more important one of these 2 is the one where his business would be going and relocating to, which is the 1543 State Street.
And that's the one
Which
that's
we can-
already bank approved, correct?
Yes, this one is already bank approved. This one also, we can do out of our actual checking of what we have available.
the first one you're
yeah.
talking about, okay.
Yes.
I mean, what's your, I mean, your thought on, you know, the timeline of what we'll have for limitations to eliminate any potential penalty, as you said,
Yeah.
if we had new requests come in the road. I don't know what that timeline is between now and when those penalties
No, you're good.
Oh, the sun's right in my
Oh.
face, so.
That's all right.
Yeah, so after talking to Sarah, we have about 300,000 that comes available for cash every year in our investments. That's kind of how we have it set up.
But what, does it come, like, it's not like 30 grand a month, is it 300?
No, so like we have, so even to be able to do the 80,000, we have 100,000 coming available on the 17th, and that's what we'd be utilizing.
Oh.
Because right now, what we have readily available in cash is already earmarked for Masonic Temple, because that was supposed to close last month. I have a meeting this afternoon on that one for an update, but yeah. So I do become, I mean, this is where Cyril said it isn't really a big deal to pull out things early, the way he has it structured. But it's definitely something on us to keep in mind as we are approving loans. Because we are comfortable with keeping, what did we say the other day? We went through about like 80,000 in our checking is where we're comfortable with all of our monthly expenses. And then if we did have smaller loans come up. But as far as big loans, it would be, I think, a while before we have to do more. So I don't have anything that's on the horizon. I don't know if any of like WSB or community knows of anything coming.
I mean, I don't have anything in the pipeline at community that I would think would be a fit
Right there.
for here today, but you know, I mean, you never know what develops in
Yeah.
the coming weeks, but, I guess the one thing I would say on the, you know, I mean, these are pretty simple projects. The first one, I heard you mention it would create some economic,
Yeah, 2 new
by
jobs.
jobs, so that obviously had some,
And it was blank on theirs because I was waiting for that information.
all right, that's okay. So I guess that one would have, from my perspective, I guess would be more advantageous for us to engage in. The other one, I mean, again, they're just similar in profile, but I don't know that our mission is to finance investment properties either. So this one would be, I guess you could perceive this as being owner occupied, because he's gonna locate
Yeah.
his business in there, and he's gonna generate some new opportunities with jobs, so. The numbers appear to be good here, and the bank's already approved this one.
Yes. I got that yesterday. And I'm saying financially, he is pretty solid financially as well.
Yeah, I mean, just the numbers on this first one seem to be pretty strong. So. That's all I've got for this.
Where's the Franklin Street property? I see it says 230.
230 Franklin Street.
Across from Pine Creek.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's some
So-
attorney offices.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, it's just that one building there,
Yeah,
brick
okay.
tan building.
And then 1543 State Street, one is currently occupied by the smoke shop, which.
That's way up, is that way up by Lake Park?
It's
No.
across from near Gray's Flower Shop.
Oh,
The
yeah.
bit back,
Back a little
same
bit,
side,
yeah.
back one block.
Yeah.
Or around there.
Okay.
Since the meeting isn't here. But, so he is planning on going by their leases 30 days, and then the smoke shop wouldn't be in there, so we'll be replacing it with a different business.
Oh, different.
Is his plan.
Okay, and then he's gonna occupy the
And
balance.
he's gonna occupy the other
balance.
space. And with occupying the other space will be 2 additional employees.
So his occupancy up there is just gonna be really office space then?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
He said the other space, it could be, it is big enough to be some type of retail space, but I don't think he had an exact person or business in mind for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think, similarly to what Mike, I think Mike's saying is, just my observation is what is the net benefit of the transaction other than the purchase of some property? There's no improvements really as part of this loan, right? It's just.
He'll be doing those out of
He's
pocket.
doing those out of pocket, but it's just a real estate transaction?
Yeah. And he already is located in Watertown for the State Street so that he'd be moving his business from one location in Watertown, to another.
And where is it currently? I missed that.
Actually, no, it wasn't here.
I don't think
Watertown
it's,
Glass is, US Route 11 and Gillette Road.
yeah, so it's not in
So
the
that's
state.
not-
Outer Washington Street.
Yeah, yeah, between the dealerships there,
Into the city.
yeah, so it'd be
I
bringing
can
them
see
back.
it in my mind, it's a gray, like a,
Yep,
I can see
like
it too.
a
I just-
stone building,
Yeah.
right, made of those concrete blocks or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, that's something.
Well, I say we, my opinion would be we go with the 1543 and, I get, what, did Cyril mention what the actual fees would be if we did have to transfer some money into?
No.
I'd rather not us get involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, he always makes us sound, like, so, okay, so when we were talking about how we're investing the money going forward, there is a good portion he's putting in, so there wasn't huge fees that we had to hold him out prematurely, but again, I would like to avoid that.
Totally, right.
Especially just because we've been talking so much about our cash position and all of that.
not to digress from these for a minute, but we may want to maybe invite him to a future board meeting.
He's coming on next week.
Next, okay, good, because then we can kind of talk about what our needs are and how we structure our investment plan with him going forward to just really address what you're talking about, eliminate the potential of incurring any cost if we did have to
He was
use it.
outstanding in that one meeting a couple of years ago, talking about the Silicon Valley Bank issue.
Mhm.
And what, it was just, I really enjoyed that meeting.
Yeah.
So, think about that a little bit.
Yeah, he'll be here next Wednesday.
So if I'm hearing you right, if we addressed 1543 and we approved this one, took it on, and we held off on this 230 Franklin, we're in a cash position where we could fund it where we are today and not, okay.
This can be funded out of our account. This one, we would have, the 80,000
We'd
we would
have-
have to take from the investments, which would be coming available the 17th,
Okay, so,
so 100,000.
But taking it a step further, cash position aside, I like what you said earlier about our mission. This one doesn't seem in keeping with our mission, right? This is a kind of benefiting it's a real estate.
Yeah.
I like this one that
this
creates
doesn't create any
jobs
job or
and,
anything,
yeah.
I
Well, it's
mean,
not, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So
too.
I don't even know that we
Yeah.
table it, do we just flat out say?
well, I'm saying,
this
I'm
doesn't-
sorry, I misspoke, by
Oh,
table, I'm saying we don't
Yeah,
do this
yeah,
one,
yeah.
right? And,
Yeah, I would be
We-
in favor of that.
and address
Yeah.
this one.
And,
Yeah,
moving on.
we'd send this one to the board, I would say at this point, we don't even need to send this one to the board. And then, so, I mean, I'll make a motion to send 1543 state to the board for consideration, on approving a second mortgage behind WSB.
Second.
And then, I'd say notify Aaron on the 230 Franklin and tell him we're just not in a position to be able to do that. Or the bank, I don't know how the communication came in, maybe it came from the bank. Jeff brought these,
Yeah.
yeah,
just
then
brought that.
let Jeff know, we could do the
I mean,
first one.
I would say, I've been in contact, because there's certain things that they didn't have that, so I've been in contact with Aaron as well, but most of it
Yeah.
comes from.
I mean, I don't wanna put the bank on the spot, but, I mean, maybe they would do a traditional, give them, even if it's 80% over there and have him come up with 20 and they get this deal done, but, yeah, I don't see any value for us in this 230 Franklin.
No, I agree with that.
And I'll make another note that I'll empower you, and I don't know if I have the ability to empower you, but if you agree with that going forward, you can tell these guys right at the front door, we don't really have, unless you want us to see them for
No.
support for you. But if you get a deal in front of you that you don't even particularly care about, you don't even have to bring it to us.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain, things like blight or vacancy, but functioning building that becomes a functioning building, two different, a transaction that just goes between two
Yeah.
people, I don't see the benefit to us.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why we've gotten into the, not that we're in a bad financial transition, but we've gotten to the point where we are is because we have done so many buildings, and not all of them were blighted buildings. We've done a lot of buildings in the last few years, so. but-
Yeah, and I mean, I think in fairness, some of them though had plans about, leasing them up. They had tenants ready to go in them, and that was gonna create, I mean, I just think of what we did over the years with just the downtown area, how we took a lot of those empty storefronts. We worked with those property owners, they filled them up with tenants, and that created economic, impact in the community there downtown, around the square. So, yeah, this, if it's just to buy it and put his own money and renovate it with no plan of saying, hey, I've got tenant A, B, and C ready to go in there,
Right,
I don't see where we're offering any value other than mitigating some risk for the bank. And like we talked previously in the last few months,
Yeah.
you know, we're not in that position to
Yeah.
fill that role anymore.
Speaking of blighted buildings, we took our second tour of the Globe.
That looks
Oh,
amazing.
did-
oh, really?
Yes.
Really looking
Cool.
good. He has the,
It's cool to see the progress of it.
yeah, the upstairs they're doing the sheetrock, and downstairs it's all framed out and for BOCES. It's
I mean, there's an
amazing.
example of one where we supported
yes.
a real estate
Exactly.
transaction, but it's a viable,
Right, it was also a
Right.
building that if
Right.
not for us,
right,
it
Yeah.
would have not, yeah, no,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
Yes. I like doing our tours up there just to see the progress. of
You're doing it monthly, right, so
Yeah.
you're seeing the progress,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I mean, it also helps that, they're right here in the building, so it's like, hey, let's go
Come
there.
on down, Luna, yeah.
It makes it
Good for
easy.
You didn't even sign checks?
Did you have
I do
anything else
have
for
checks.
us?
Are you guys
No,
done so I
Right.
can,
yes,
are we done with the meeting?
as I said, my brain.